Welcome to day 33 of our Lent 103 series. Today's topic is not paying tithes. Let us look at the sin of not paying tithes. What is tithe? Tithe is a 10% portion of our income that is an offering we give into church. These tithes are used in growing the church and to promote the word of God and his truth throughout the entire world. Tithing is not purely about cash dollar. It's not purely about the banknotes, but it's actually about giving to the poor, giving to the needy, giving to those who really need it. For example, giving clothes, a hat or a scarf. I have a work colleague, she actually bought some scarves, or she was giving it to her for free. She gave the spare scarf to somebody on the road because she saw how cold it is, especially where we are right now in this London. It is very cold, and you can see that even with our jackets on, we're shaking like a leaf. You can only imagine that the person who does not even have a single glove, a single jacket, how they are feeling. So even just giving that scarf or hat, it's a great reward, and it's something that I don't think we're able to comprehend, because we're thinking, oh, tithing is just purely about money. It's not just always about that. So to be able to tithe is, you need to give generously, give joyously. Don't grudgingly just give because you think you're gonna reap the rewards in heaven. It's not just about that. You have to give with joy, cheerfulness in your heart. And the Bible mentions many curses for not paying tithes, and this is detailed in Deuteronomy chapter 28. So how important is tithing? Tithing is one reason that qualifies us into the temple of heaven. It shows God, that we are 100% in, and it helps us stay away from greediness and helps us to stay away from the love of money. The world that we're living in, money is not the cocoa. It's not always the best thing in life, and it can lead to you not being grateful, or it can lead to you being greedy or being envious, or wanting something that's not yours. So with tithing, the Apostle Paul taught us that how we give is as important as what we give. So he says in 2 Corinthians chapter 9 verse 7, let him give not grudgingly or of necessity, for God loveth a cheerful giver. And this is exactly what I was saying before, that we have to give with joy in our hearts. We have to do it knowing that there's purity coming from it, and it's not just to look good in other people's eyes or look good or in God's eyes. God will know if you're doing it from your heart of hearts. It's not us that will know, because sometimes we will think we're doing it as a good thing, but sometimes there might be like a thing of, oh, let me do it because God says that we should give to the poor, we should give to the needy. It's not about that. We have to do it with humility. We have to be humble about it as well. And tithing is very important, and myself is something that I'm kind of struggling with, and I don't know exactly the reason why, but I was going to say now that we should be able to pray to God to help us to understand why I'm not paying tithes, for example. So me paying tithe does not mean that I'm much less loved than anybody else or more loved than anybody else. It doesn't mean that. But there might be reasons why people aren't able to tithe. For example, financial struggles or any type of struggles in life, not being able to pay bills or not having control of your own life. That might be a reason why somebody is not able to pay tithe. But the best thing I would say is that we need to pray to God about this. We need to take our concerns and our fears to God as to why we need help in paying tithe. Oh Lord, help me. I don't know what I'm doing. What can I do to better myself as a Christian in concerns to paying tithe? And I know there's a debate about tithing and giving offering, because we know some ministers or some pastors, they're putting ching ching, they're taking it from the church pocket and using it for their own financial gain. And it's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. You're deceiving not only God, not only yourself, but you're also deceiving the congregation. You're taking money that they think that they're giving, that they are giving to God with a purity. You're taking out of their pocket. You're doing this for your own gain. What does it do for you? Because I'm failing to understand why some ministers or whoever do these kind of things. It doesn't make sense to me. And this can be a reason why it can deter somebody from paying tithe their own from henceforth, because they're thinking, oh, but in my last church, they took money out of the offering and there's no accountability for it. But I would also like encourage that we need to pray. We need to ask God to help us, to be able to give us the strength, to give us the wisdom and knowledge and understanding as to why are we paying tithes. Ask God. Sometimes you have to ask him and he will give you the answer. Ask him, why am I paying tithes? What good is it going to do for me? What am I going to reap in the rewards for it? So I hope that we are able to understand the sin of not tithing. Like I said, it's not just purely about money, but it's also about giving to somebody who may be hungry, who may need something, and that we have to do it with joy and cheerfulness in our hearts. So I hope that you've heard this word, and thank you and remain blessed. Okay. Thank you for tuning into day 33 of our Lent 103 series. Please be sure to follow us on all our social media platforms at Morning Star London, where we'll be uploading daily content to assist you throughout this Lenten journey. Thank you and God bless.